Beep beep, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day. Jampacks.net just came out with some new baseball set breaks. 1973 tops, 1975 tops. I bought two of the 1975 tops, and this is where they take a complete set and they break it up into random groups of cards and box them up like this. And I've had some good experience with their 1976 and 1977 releases, and the condition of those cards was rather remarkable, I thought. So I thought I'd give 1975 a chance. These were $49.99 each. I wanted to buy the 73 ones, but they were $59.99 each, and when I had two of these plus their old school Jampacks, I have to look that up, make sure I said that right. With that and these two together, it was like, well, that's a pretty hefty bill right there. So I held off on the 73. Maybe later on in February, I might look at it again and maybe buy one, maybe two. We'll see. This is after Christmas, so I'm sort of trying to get the savings account a little bit back up to where it was before Christmas. So I sort of hold off on purchases earlier in the year just to do that. But I couldn't resist this. So let's dig into it and see what we might find in here. I've got boxes 14 out of 44 and 15 out of 44. So we're going to open up 14 first. And I'll put 15 over here. Boop, boop, boop. Nathan the Gnome. Have some good luck. Maybe we might pull something cool in here. I love the 1975 set. I don't have very many cards from it. I think it's one of the most 70-ish of the 70 sets because of the two-ply color, bright, rainbow-like colors. It's just sort of like on the tail end of psychedelia. So here's the inside, and it comes wrapped up in some bubble wrap to protect it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we might find in here. So these are all packed in card savers. And let's have a look at them. Oh, that looks great, don't it? Look at that. That looks like it's pulled fresh from a pack. We have Doug Bird of the Royals. And the backs look like this. This is a really great example of a 75 card. It's centered pretty well on both sides, too. So Doug Bird. Bill Singer. There's a little bit of white on that one, but that's kind of hard to find them without a little bit of that. But this is pretty cool. The surface looks great. Bill Singer had a couple 20-win seasons in his career. I'll have to check out and see what happened to Bill Singer after this. He was formerly with the Dodgers. Ron Fairley, I remember him. He played all the way up, I think, into 1980. Kind of had a comeback season when they expanded with the Toronto Blue Jays, because I believe he played for them for one season and had a pretty decent year. This is back when he was with the Expos. He was with the Dodgers for quite a few years. All right, Lou Piniella. So this has been a really good box. I mean, these aren't our Hall of Fame players, but these are some pretty good players from back in the day. Dick Ruthven, who I remember with the 1980 Phillies. That's a pretty cool photo of him. Again, the condition is pretty good. There's a tiny little ding there, but overall, these look pretty nice. Jack Heidemann. That one's a good example of the kind of centering you might expect from 1975 cards. Now, they do give you a warning on the website that centering and condition could be a possible issue, and with any complete set, the chances of having every card centered real well are pretty slim, I'd say. All right, Steve Garvey. That's a good one. Nice one. Little tiny bit of white on that one corner, but the other corners look pretty sharp. So I'm happy with this one. That was his first 200 hit season in 1974. He had, I think, 6 of those in his career. I'm not sure what's holding him up from being in the Hall of Fame. I guess he might have been some of the personal stuff he did outside of baseball, but inside baseball, he had I think a Hall of Fame worthy career. Steve Bry. There's Fred Stanley. This is probably our Hall of Famer card here. 74 highlights. Brock steals 118 bases, which I believe surpassed Maury Will's record. And Maury broke Ty Cobb's previous record. Yeah, Maury had 103. Now, I know back in the 19th century there were some players that have multiple players that had well over 100 steals, but they were counting lots of things as steals that we don't count today, like going an extra base when somebody hits something. And I don't know. I'd have to look up the rules, but they were very different back then. It's Tom Grieve. Very colorful looking card there. Darrell Chaney. You know what? I should pull the Brock out and use my stands. I did that with the last video. And I think the Garvey card is worth putting up. Let's find him again. Where is he? Here he is. Because that's I think that's one of the iconic cards of this set. Here we have Dwight Evans, hopefully a future Hall of Famer. Looks pretty good. That corner's a little bit fuzzy up there, but otherwise it looks pretty nice. And that's pretty early in his career. Up to this point, he had only played one full season and a partial season, and then had a little stint at the end of 72, I presume. I guess we'll put him up here. Doug Rowell. Cool, there's a little printing orb there. I always like the printing orbs. I know that when you get them graded, they knock it down for printing orbs, but I think the printing orbs kind of give the card some character. And the last one from this box is Larry Demery, who I don't really remember. He has a printing orb up here too. Pretty cool. Larry Demery, pitcher, 6'6", 4.28 in 1974. So that's the first box. Let's open up the second box and see what we'll find in here. Beep, beep. Woohoo! Okay. Oh, I think we've got a slab in this one. It's on the bottom. Save that one for last. Maybe it's one of the bigger named ones. That would be cool. Tom Walker. Yeah, I don't remember Tom Walker. Robert Thomas Walker. Gates Brown, do remember him. Again, I love the condition of these. The surfaces are nice and clean and shiny. Corners are mostly sharp. There's a little fuzz on some of them, but that's not too bad from 1975. Very few of them have any white on the edges or the corners, I'd say. And that's common with these because of the type of border they have. When you have a white border, you don't see that as much. The 71 set is also notorious with their black borders of having white along them because the wear shows so much easier on that black color. Rick Wise was a pretty decent pitcher back in the day. Rennie Stennett, that's almost a miscut. Some would probably say that's a miscut. It would be cool if it had just gone down enough to see the next card, and then I'd be like all jumping for joy because I love miscuts. Rennie Stennett is probably most famous for having a 7-hit game. I don't remember what year he did that, but that does not happen very often. Luke Walker. Again, these are very colorful. Ken Singleton's a great player. I PC Ken Singleton cards. I think he's been vastly overlooked over the years. I think somebody out there there's a little printing orb on the back here, which is pretty cool. But I think somebody did a video of the players that never got a vote when they were up for Hall of Fame, and Ken Singleton was one of them, and his WAR numbers show that he should have gotten a little bit more from the Raiders. Clarence Gaston. I'm not sure if I'd put Ken Singleton in the Hall of Fame, but I'd say he's borderline. Rudy Meoli. It looks like he's spotted a UFO in the sky. Pretty cool. Rudolph Bartholomew Meoli. Wow. Bartholomew is not a name that's used very much these days. Cesar Tovar, who I just looked up in Baseball Reference the other day, and I thought he had a pretty decent career. Sandy Alomar. This is Sandy Alomar Sr. I think I'm going to, since there's a slab here, I'm going to slide the 3x5 card over it just so that I don't see it until the very end. Bruce Miller, the Giants. Not familiar with Bruce. Hal Breeden, I've heard of him. Oh, cool, Tigers card. I think this is the first team card from the 75 set I have ever pulled. Or I don't see these in the antique malls very often. Little corner ding down there. But what's nice about it is it's unmarked on the back, and back in the 70s, this is much harder to find than Checklist in the late 80s going on to the present day. Because back in those days, well, I've got some in my collection too where I marked them to try to complete the set. I don't know if I ever did it with the team cards, but I know I did it with the main Checklist. Willie Davis. He's got a little ding down there, but otherwise looks really nice. Willie had quite a long career there up to that point. All right, let's see what this slab is. I was surprised to get a slab. So let's go this way. Oh, it's Robin Yount. We got a Robin Yount rookie card. Oh wow, looks really great too. I have found 2 of these out at antique malls. There was one out in Duncansville, PA that was $40, but was in a lot less or a lot worse condition than this one. That one had dings and edging was white. And I saw one recently at a place called Burning Bridge down in Columbia, PA that was $60. And this looks really good. I can't believe it's got a 7. I don't know where they would what they would take off on this. Maybe the centering, left to right, it's not exactly perfect. Top and bottom actually look okay to me. The corners look really sharp. They look really, really sharp. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with the back either, so I'm not sure what determines how it got knocked down to a 7, because it looks better than a 7 to me. I'd have to look at it a lot more closely, you know. Oh, there's kind of like a little surface bump right here, just a little bit. Maybe that's what did it. I don't know, you barely notice it, and I think this edge isn't exactly perfect here. It's sort of like a little uplift, but it still looks great. I mean, it's really, really clean looking. Wow, I'm really happy with this. That's nice. So I've always wanted to get one of these. There's a little mark here. Maybe that's something they took off for too. I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like the kind of mark you would have with maybe a wax stain, but there's no evidence that this had a wax stain on it, as far as I can tell. I wish I could see it edge on to look at the corners, but it's kind of hard to do the way it's cased. But I am ecstatic, really happy to have that. I've always wanted to have one. Now I have to go find myself a George Brett someday. Probably not a graded example. I normally don't buy graded cards because they are pricier than raw cards, and I don't know if I'm ever going to bite the have the what's the phrase? Bite the bullet and send something in to get it graded. I really don't know if I'm ever going to do that. If I do, it probably should be the 2 Mickey Mantle cards that I bought back in the 80s, because just about all of those are probably worthy of getting graded, even if they're not in the best of condition. It just seems the grading makes them worth more than a raw card, even if the grade isn't that great. Wow, I'm real happy about this. So that is the 1975. Let me get this box here. Topps Baseball Break from Jampacks.net. That is the website to go to. I'll put a link to this specific product down in the description below, and have a look at it. Somewhere out there is a George Brett card that is also graded a 7, which is SGC, and that's near mint. And the George Brett looks pretty good from this small picture here. You can see a better picture of it on their website, but it looks comparable to this Robin Yount in the condition wise. So I'm real happy with that. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'd appreciate it if you became a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything to become one on YouTube. You just have to sign up for an account. And by doing that, you'll be able to comment on videos and like them and do all that other stuff. So please consider doing that. I'd be happy to have you as a subscriber. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you all continue to have a great day today. I certainly am, because this really cheered me up. Being this early in the morning that I'm doing this kind of wakes you up seeing a Robin Yount rookie. All right, take care, everyone. Beep, beep.